Hello and welcome back to another Leap Guide, my fellow Commandants. It's finally time to talk about the much anticipated Alpha Crimson Weave Leap. As always, we'll be going over everything you need to know about, including material costs, leap skills, how to perform the leap, memories, and investment. So this is normally where I would tell you to sit back and enjoy, but instead I want you to get motivated. But before we begin, if you like videos like this, consider dropping a like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Now, onto the Leap Guide. So I see this question quite frequently in the leap guides, so I'm going to be adding this section back in from now on. To find the leap, simply go to the Members tab, find the character you want to leap, in this case Alpha Crimson Weave, click on the Train tab, the Skill tab, and then at the very bottom of the list will be the Leap Skills tab. Now that you know where to find the leap skills, let's discuss how much this is going to cost you, which it's not cheap. You will need 2,025 Leap Wafer chips, which you can buy for 8,100 Warzone points or 4,050 vouchers. After that, exchange all 2,025 Leap Wafer chips for the character-specific Lucia Crimson Weave Leap Wafer chips. Then you will need 630 Aura units, available in the materials shop, 180 skill points, and 5,175,000 cogs. This is the part where we break down what each part of the leap does. However, in classic Kuro Games fashion, they decided to write a whole essay, so I'm just going to give you guys the cliff notes, since neither of us want to be here all day and would rather be out showing our motivation. Her first leap skill, Flash Storm, will convert red and yellow orbs into Shadow Strike orbs, and will have her unleash Shadow Strikes by pinging any Shadow Strike orb. When she throws her katana, it will deal 60% Dark Flow damage, or some of you may know it, Umbra Surge. For each Shadow Strike orb pinged, it unleashes one stage of Shadow Strike, up to 6, and deals considerable Dark Flow damage. This is followed up by Shadow Thunderous Bash, dealing even more Dark Flow damage. And if you unleash 6 stages of Shadow Strike, the next use of her ultimate will instead deal 2,600 Dark Flow damage. At level 9, each stack of Dark Flow increases the Shadow Strike's base damage, and signature move will clear all the Dark Flow stacks and deal an extra chunk of Dark Flow damage for each stack cleared. At level 18, each time Thunderous Bash or Shadow Thunderous Bash consumes 1 aphotic point, increases the base damage of her next signature move. A new passive is also added to her Double S passive, where each stack of Dark Flow increases the Shadow Strike's base damage even further. Now, unlike past leaps, this first leap skill has 2 switchable variants. The first variant has you hold attack to activate core passive, consuming red and yellow orbs and converting them into Shadow Strike orbs. Then, you will manually ping these Shadow Strike orbs. The second variation, the one that I personally recommend, has you press and hold basic attack to convert red and yellow orbs into Shadow Strike orbs. However, in this variation, you can either hold basic attack or manually ping the orbs, but it's up to you. The big takeaway from variation 2 is when Mortarbolt is on standby, ping any Shadow Strike orb during leaping thrust to unleash Shadow Strike. Her second leap skill, Unmanifest Will, increases core passive base damage and lets Alpha fend off 2 extra attacks when parrying. At level 9, within 3 seconds after a red or yellow 3 ping, Blade Aura drop rate increases when using core passive under Delusion. And Resolute Blow is automatically and quickly cast when Blade Aura reaches its maximum. At level 18, Alpha gains extra signature energy when entering the battlefield, and a new passive has been added to her Triple S that increases the base damage of her QTE when casting her second ultimate. It will also increase the Dark Flow damage dealt for each stack of Dark Flow cleared upon second ult. Her third and final leap skill, Thunderforge, is responsible for adding the Dark Flow effect to Alpha. For every 200 Dark Flow reserve, gain 1 Dark Flow stack, up to a max of 15. Dark Flow will apply an aura to the character on field and applies a small amount of Dark Flow damage over time to enemies, reducing their HP recovery. When stacks reach a threshold, the aura upgrades, increasing the range and dealing a large amount of Dark Flow damage to enemies in the area. Now, picking a blue orb will grant so much Dark Flow based on 1, 2, or 3 ping, with a 3 ping instantly granting 1 stack of Dark Flow. Casting Resolute Blow while wielding a Kodachi grants Dark Flow Reserve as well, and Sword Waves will also grant Dark Flow Reserve. At level 9, base damage from pinging Signal Orbs is increased, and the first Signal Orb pinged in Matrix can ping up to 1 Signal Orb. At level 18, when wielding Kodachi, all Signal Orbs are converted to Blue Orbs. A new effect is also added to her Triple S Plus, where when wielding an Odachi, gain 15% extra damage bonus. Finally, because I get this question a lot, if you do Leap Alpha, you need to max out all the leap skills for the leap to properly function. There isn't a priority list since they all work together to form the leap, meaning it won't really function if you haven't maxed all 3. Despite my best efforts to break down the leap skills and simplify it, it's still quite a bit of word vomit. Regardless, let's talk about how her leap functions in practice. Now obviously it's up to you if you want to use variation 1 or 2 for her first leap skill. However, once again, I recommend the second. So, the leap functions extremely similar to Vera Rosen's leap. To start, switch into Alpha, 3 blue ping, first signature move, hold basic attack, Shadow Strike Orb ping 6 times either by manual or by holding basic attack to auto-cast the orbs, keep holding basic till Alpha finishes her plunge, 3 ping, and second signature move. Now it's important to note that if Alpha doesn't have at least 6 blue orbs before her first signature move, then she won't get the full buff of her leap, which is why it's important to swap into her and then only use 1 3 blue ping. Truth be told, nothing actually changes here. Alpha still wants her 4-piece signature Diesel and 2-piece Kadi, and if you have her signature weapon, make sure to harmonize Kadi on there as well. So bare minimum, you need SS Alpha Crimson Weave, which you can get free through Pancage. You will also receive a free copy of Alpha during the patch following Shaper's Ripples, along with a copy of her signature weapon. So all players should be able to at least have a SS or even SS3 Alpha with her signature weapon. Now for Resonance priority, it stays the same as well, but this time it heavily relies on deadline timing, seeing as she consumes even more orbs now. The second priority is going to be Glorious Afterglow, followed by Incandescence. It should come as no surprise that Alpha's best teammates are Feral 21 as her amplifier, and the brand new Lightning Tank Nanami Star Trail. Now due to Nanami power creeping Alpha extremely hard, at most Alpha is only going to have 2 rotations on the field, seeing as you only want her on the field long enough for Nanami to be ready to switch back in. Now currently, even as far as CN, there isn't really any Darkflow teams, at least until Vera's new frame officially releases on CN and eventually Global. This is mainly because Vera is not only the Fire Amplifier, but also the Darkflow Amplifier. So, should you leap Alpha Crimson Wave? My answer is going to be yes, as it usually is. Simply because even if her Darkflow effect isn't super useful, at least till Vera releases, it still gives her a bit of a power boost, helping her at least try to keep up with Nana Knight's sheer damage output. That being said, there is other reasons to use her leap as well. That being that her leap is probably one of the most stylish, if not the most stylish leap, as of the time of the video. Finally, when Darkflow does have a dedicated war zone, it'll be mandatory that you do leap Alpha. Now of course you don't have to leap Alpha, either because you don't have the resources, or maybe you're using them on Bianca Stigmata instead. And that's fine, since she'll work just as fine without the leap, but it will help quite a lot. However, this changes like I said earlier, as soon as we have the dedicated Darkflow war zone, you will 100% need her leap. Well everyone, that will do it for my guide on Alpha Crimson Weave's leap, now with 100% more motivation. If you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like and subscribe and hitting that notification bell to be notified whenever I drop a new video or go live. I have a growing Discord full of PGR and WUA homies, link in the description below and pinned comment. With that, have a wonderful rest of your day everyone, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.